So I had been living an extremely frugal lifestyle pretty much since 2021 when I separated myself from my house. I don't want to say moving out because that doesn't do the magnitude of the event justice. And I went back to school and acquired a modest amount of debt, and I worked for my dad for a while doing side jobs here and there for one of his enterprises and that gave me just enough money to get by and also just enough time to live frugally enough to still be idealistic about the world. And I was just presented with an opportunity to have a sales position, um, which is great because I just graduated college and my degree was in psychology. And so I see that as a not unmeaningless way to apply what I learned to the real world on the ground. And the job has also given me an opportunity, sales in particular, to apply my personality in a way that isn't arbitrary. And, if being outgoing and extroverted for most of a person's life is a quasi arbitrary personality trait, but now I feel like there's an opportunity for me to get paid to be the way that I am. And that kind of synergy I feel like is very important for people to have in a career. Um, like Philip's life, for example, his change is going to allow him a lot more time to think and view the world in a unique way that's very hands-on and that makes sense. And it's a good framework. And so I'm kind of like on a similar path where I get to apply myself to the world in a unique and exciting way. I don't intend to do sales forever, but this will be the first time in my life that I will have money, like enough more money than I have to spend in a month. And that's a big deal because now I feel like I actually have the liberty to have dreams. Whereas beforehand, there was always a little bit of guilt around having dreams because how can you really plan for something when you don't even know how to imagine the resources necessary? So having a surplus of money, especially still being young, single, basically a bachelor, and carrying over my frugal lifestyle from the last 3 years is going to allow me to have unique plans, fun plans. And I just got back from vacation at a family member's house across the country, and she has like a farm and a side house, a shack with chickens. And I stayed there for a while, and I really got to have a good welcoming exposure to a less industrial lifestyle, which is something I've always dreamed about, but I've never actually been able to experience it. So I always felt a little bit LARPy, being like, screw stroads, screw traffic lights, all of this. I just want to see big trees. And going to this property across the country made me realize that it's not LARPing. This is actually something that I felt deeply in my soul. And so I have to pay attention to it. Now I have the money to pay attention to it. And that's pretty much where my update ends.